Kevin is in his 50s, and he's already said this. Kevin I think, is like 51 years old. And, you know, he's very traditional. He comes from an era where a high-value man provides for the family, right? And then the wife, you know, takes care of the house, takes care of the kids. That's his era. So I understand what Kevin is saying. You know, if a woman wants to be with a high-value man, she has to play the role. You know, she has to know her role and know her part. The problem is that has changed along the way. Women are now getting out there and hustling. You know, men, high-value men, I think the definition of that has changed as well. Or the high value, what he once knew to be a high-value man, that has changed. I know plenty of high-value men who expect a lot out of their woman, not just looks, not just the femininity, like Kevin says, right? Not just the glitz and the glam of a woman, but now some high-value men are expecting women to bring more to the table, and that's just facts. Guys, before we get into this topic, please click the notification bell. It's somewhere by the subscribe button, so that when I create a new video, you'll get alerted. But let's get into this topic. Okay, so my friend Jenee, a lot of you guys know Jenee. Jenee ended up calling in to the Kevin Samuels show. So Kevin Samuels is an image consultant, is what I read. And now he's created this YouTube channel where he gives men and women advice. You know, he talks a lot about black men and black men's preferences, and black women and black women's preferences, and how black women should act and things like that. So it's all very interesting. And Janae and I have been doing these panels with these group of guys, which I'm sure you guys have seen on my channel. It's all just been very interesting. They're all connected. Kevin is one of them who's connected with these guys that we've been doing panels with. But I will say that Kevin is very different. Kevin is a lot more respectful in his shows and his videos. At first I didn't like him. You know, at first I thought he was really rude, but Kevin is one of those kind of men who if you're not a quick talker, if you don't get straight to the point, like, he will dismiss you. That's just his personality. But Janae called into the show, and the show was about the confusion surrounding high value, right? And that's been a hot topic in the YouTube community lately. You know, what's a high value man? What's required, to date a high value man and things like that. So Janae wanted to call in to discuss this because this is a topic that she's really passionate about, right? So I just wanted to talk about it because I felt like it was a very interesting conversation. These panel discussions that we've been on with these guys have been very interesting. And this whole red pill MGTOW, that's interesting to me. So I just wanted to kind of do a recap of Janae calling into the show and give my thoughts about it. So when Janae called into Kevin's show, they went back and forth. Kevin told her, what a high value man is and what a high value man expects of a woman, right? And then Janae kind of gave her definition and what she thinks that a high value man wants, or what he should want, should I say.
Just a little bit of a lag. So how are you doing today? What do women tend to get wrong about being high value?
Well, I did hear you talk, and I know that women are feeling really confused because on one hand, we're asked how much debt we're in, did we go to school, are we able to take care of ourselves, do we have our own place, all this stuff. But then on the other hand, we're told that that stuff doesn't matter and it doesn't make us high value. But it's like it kind of does if we don't have debt or we have our own place and we're able to take care of ourselves. I feel like that's kind of like our efforts is kind of being like shit on.
What do you mean? Because I want to be clear. When I asked, and I said, it matters why you did it. Did you watch the first part where I said she decided to go to a private school to become a physical therapist? Even she said, don't do that.
Right.
because they
It's way
put her
more.
in $230,000 worth of debt.
Right.
That has to matter to a man. It has to matter to a prospective husband. Now, it's not the amount of the debt; it's the mindset. See, I want to be clear that I'm on the same page, because what I'm kind of hearing from you is like the women can't win no matter what we do.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
Okay. Are we talking about the same kind of men though?
I believe so. We're just talking about the majority, but at the same time, the majority isn't high value. So
Right. But again, I concern myself with men who are high value, who understand that the burden is on them to pay the cost to be the boss.
right.
Now, the question is, if women want that kind of they want those kind of options, what do men like that want from their women?
They want them to not be in debt, to be stable, be able to at least take care of themselves, right?
Nope. They want cooperation. High value
I
men
think it's
high value men value after the looks component, because attraction has to be there for men because we're visual. After that, cooperation. I'm president, you're vice president.
okay.
I'm pilot, you're co-pilot. I say we go that way, you say okay.
I can see that. I also feel like men should choose a woman that they respect and value her wisdom as well, so that he doesn't feel like there's maybe so much competition, or feel like she's talking and she doesn't know what she's talking about. Because I do think, like you said, co-pilot, that's a partner. So I do believe men need to pick partners that are smarter, and I think that a lot of men just based off of how
Now
attractive
we need to be clear on now. I don't like the word partner. You're an assistant. Mike Pence does not ever try to usurp Donald Trump's authority. That's one thing. So partnership. If you listen to my content, I believe a woman should be feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. And that is a part of being feminine that only a woman or a father can do. Inspire a man to become greater than he normally would have been.
I had to watch this video a couple of times just to kind of digest it all and digest what they were saying. I agreed with Kevin some points, and I agree with Janae. Kevin is in his 50s, and he's already said this. Kevin is like 51 years old. And, you know, he's very traditional. He comes from an era where a high value man provides for the family, right? And then the wife, you know, takes care of the house, takes care of the kids. That's his era. So I understand what Kevin is saying. You know, if a woman wants to be with a high value man, she has to play the role. You know, she has to know her role and know her part. The problem is that has changed along the way. Women are now getting out there and hustling. You know, high value men, I think the definition of that has changed as well. Or the high value, what he once knew to be a high value man, that has changed. I know plenty of high value men who expect a lot out of their woman, not just looks, not just the femininity, like Kevin says, right? Not just the glitz and the glam of a woman, but now some high value men are expecting women to bring more to the table, and that's just facts.
That is part of being feminine. So there is a feminine wisdom that comes through there, but only when a woman is in her femininity can she really inspire a man. You can't inspire me by trying to say, run harder, push, climb. That's not your job. That's dad or coach.
There's a way, and like you said, inspiring, and there's a wisdom. And if a man can respect a woman's wisdom, then she can inspire him in the right way to build his empire beyond what he could have even done by himself.
You've said the word respect several times. Why is that important?
Because I do feel like a lot of men don't respect women's roles as much as they respect theirs. I feel like a lot of men
let's go down that path.
I feel like a lot of men make money, and they feel like, okay, money gives me respect, but as a woman, you making money doesn't give you respect. So you just need to make money and take care of yourself. But I'm not going to give you any respect for that. But I'm making money and I need respect for that, and I need
Well,
this.
all right. So what I need to. So here's what I need you to. If I heard you correctly, you feel as though men value their roles and responsibilities is more important or supersedes a woman's roles or responsibility.
Yes, they don't respect our role, which is why a lot of women want to make
Okay,
money.
hold on. Okay, but that's true. My role as a man is far more important than yours.
Well,
because I allowed you to speak.
Okay.
Let me go ahead. Women don't build. Women nest.
So
Women
is that
don't.
not important? Is each role not equally important?
No, it's not. No, not as equally important, because if it was, you could show me some place in nature where women individually could survive on their own without the group.
Okay.
The female is always dependent upon the male. See, in a state of nature, a woman's ultimate purpose on the planet is a man.
Is that true? Aren't there bugs that like kill the man or something like that? I mean,
okay,
do they
okay, all right. So if we're going to do this, I'm going to try to speak to the not the anecdote, not the Black Widow. We're going to just speak to the greater. There are always, the exception doesn't disprove the rule. But let's say you have an egg, but my sperm. You have one, I have many. Your job is to take the sperm, the egg, incubate, and make baby. I give, you multiply. We build, you nest. So without the ability, there is no nesting without the first building.
But what Jenee was saying is that why can't a high value man also expect a high value woman to respect herself, right? To get her hustle. And Kevin is essentially saying, he didn't say this, but he's essentially saying that no, high value men do not want a woman to go out and hustle and do her own, because it is a woman's job, right, to the high value man to make him happy. When he comes home from being at his CEO job or whatever he does, whatever high value job that he has, he expects to come home to his woman to cook and to clean and to massage him and be at his beck and call. And he's saying, if the woman is also a go-getter, right, if she's also married to her career, she's not going to want to do these things for her man, right? That's what Kevin is saying.
Not the regular. I mean, these are elite men.
I mean, to me, it's like you said, guys are simple. So it's
no, men are simple. High value men are a special breed. They all the stuff you're talking about comes, peace. They don't deal with conflict.
Right.
So my question is, do you know what men in this category of men really want from a woman that they would marry? So if you did run across a man who hit all your high value marks and they weren't abused, I mean, all the negative stuff that you say, if he was the man, why should he pick you over the other 99 women in front of him?
Because besides all the stuff you said is basic, I am actually intelligent, and I know how to help inspire him to grow his empire.
Okay, so how would you communicate that to him in just an open dating setting?
I think we would just talk about maybe his ambitions and where he's taking himself. I mean, I don't know. It just kind of happens.
Well, and what I'm trying to kind of show you is you know what you want, and you can definitely say what you don't want. But what you seem to have a trouble articulating is how to give somebody who you would want what they want.
Okay.
And that tends to happen oftentimes with women, because it's all about you. It's like, I want this, I want that, I need this, I need that. I hear you. And there are men out there who have that and more. Why would they pick you over the rest of the competition? I mean, that's the question that all women have to answer. Huh?
I said what it is. Whenever I say it's my intelligence or what I have to offer, how I want to build with a man, or how I want to.
Well, understand now. I need to now. So when you say how do you want to build, what does that mean?
I mean, I have very big goals and dreams. I don't have regular ambitions. I'm not a 9 to 5er. I like business, and I have a lot of business ideas and things I like to invest in. And I
So do you have
believe
it? Do you have any? So real fair question. Do you have any ideas? Are great. Do you have any actually business acumen and accomplishments in that feat in the business world?
yes, I have. Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Men are not looking to marry a wife.
And see that's exactly like it's like you
Oh,
ask me that, and then you say that you guys aren't interested in that. So it's
well,
like
hold
it's
on,
almost like
hold on.
anything that
Well,
I say I
hold
have to
on, slow down.
offer.
Hold on, slow. Okay, you can't overtalk me. What I'm showing you is you don't seem to realize who high value men. I'm telling you what high value men and fit in the category of the kind of men you're talking about, what they want from their women, and you cannot be upset that they don't want what you bring to the table. They don't care.
Okay, so
That's
I mean,
nice.
so what do they want? Like,
But see,
it's
that's
like
that.
it's
And
like
see, but Janae, but see, that's the thing. That and thank you for asking. If you
yeah.
want one of those men, you need to get curious about who they are and what they want, and see if you can bring it to the table. It's not my job to go translate what these men who are out there doing what it is you say you want.
Okay, so I would like to know what do they want from what do they
Well,
what
they
do
one
they
thing one thing
what
that they one thing that
I guess
they
another
want is
question.
cooperation. One thing that they want is cooperation. High value men across the board want cooperation, and that comes in a myriad of different ways. But they
Mm-hmm.
also expect their women to play the background. They don't want their wife to be up there trying to build with them. Having ideas is great. This is what oftentimes you see men who are truly high value. What do? Their wives will start their own business or their own company or their own pet project, right? Why do you
Mm-hmm.
think that is?
So that they're not involved in the same project. They don't have the same.
So they're
They're not
out of their
in the,
freaking way. So they can
right.
go over here and the wife can use her but and that's better. For instead of trying to go over here and build. But what you said is you have big goals, big dreams, and big ambitions. That's fine. But
And I
a
have a lot
high
of
value
ideas.
man, but a
So
high value man is not looking for a woman who's as long as you can facilitate those dreams and ambitions on your own income, you'll have too much time. That means what's going to become your motivation, him or your ambitions.
see, so I don't really I'm confused on what you guys want. Like it's so weird. So you don't want a woman to be
We want you
ambitious
to be
and to
we want you to be a
have a
help
lot of
me.
money.
We want you to be a help me. We want you to be a help me.
I agree, and then I don't agree. I am definitely one of those women who, I'm a hustler, I'm a go-getter. I definitely do believe in the different roles, though. Like, a man plays his role, a woman has her role. It just seems like Kevin was saying that the woman should not be respected. He may not have been, but that's just what it seemed to me. You know, the woman should be on beck and call for her man, right? If she's going to be with a high value man, the high value man calls the shots, right? The woman, you know, is to kind of obey. So Jenee wants a high value man, but she wants her high value man to respect her. That's initially what Jenee was saying. And I don't know, there's a fine line there, right? Like, dating a high value man is tough, like, because, you know, you have to look like a Barbie doll at all times. You know, you have to be submissive, which nothing's wrong with being submissive, but it's kind of like you can't have your own mind here. You have to put him first. And, you know, Jenee does not want to do that. She wants to find a man who's going to respect her, who they're going to be equal as in, you know, their career moves and their career goals. That's what she was saying. A really good point that Jenee did make is that some of these high value men come with some real problems. Like, they can be abusive, right? They don't respect women's point of view. They can be emotionally abusive. There's all sorts of things that can come with dating a high value man. And, you know, that's something that Kevin didn't mention. He did not want to touch that. He did, you know, when Jenee was like, oh, a high value man I dated when, you know, in my 20s. And he quickly was like, no, 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 a man cannot be high value in his 20s, which I agree with that. Because you don't, you know, a man in his 20s is not skilled. He's not experienced, right? So I totally agree with that. But when Jenee said, you know, she dated a high value man who was abusive, he didn't touch that. He didn't say anything. So she made a very good point there.
You said you have, are you saying you actually have been proposed to by high value men and you've turned them down?
I'm saying that.
Is that a yes? That's a yes. I just need to know that part.
No, because I've broken up with them before that.
Okay.
They've talked to me about marriage, but I've broken up with them before that.
So why'd you break up with them?
Because they don't have good communication skills, or one was abusive. He ended up being abusive, or...
So why are you classifying these guys as high value men?
Because it's a high value man. As all the points that you had of a high value man, you never said anything about not being abusive. I mean, he had money. He had money for a long time. He had a network. He was a sports broadcaster. He like did a whole, but you know, he had all even the attractive level, every like pinpoint of a high value man. Everybody thought he was a gentleman. Mm-hmm. He was very sophisticated. He held himself well. Everybody knew him. His name was good in the street.
Okay.
It just months into the relationship, he showed a very abusive side that as soon as he showed it, I had to get out.
Are we talking about physically abusive?
Yeah, physically.
Okay. And then the next one.
And then the next one, that one was more so later. The one previous before that, we were just both too young. I was like 19. He was 21.
You can't be high value at 21.
He was in the NFL. So.
I don't care. No, ma'am. You can't be high value at 21.
And I was reading through the comments, okay? Jenee always gets hate from, you know, she has a lot of haters, okay, because she speaks her mind very freely. But I did see where people were saying, oh, Jenee was on her best behavior. Well, Kevin Samuels is a class act, okay, if I will say so myself. Dealing with some of the guys that we've been dealing with these panels, they have not been the most respectful guys, or they're not, you know, it's just a different breed of guys that we've been kind of dealing with. And watching Kevin and how respectful he is and how engaging he is and just how poised and charismatic he is, it's very refreshing actually. And so a man like that is going to get the energy that he's putting out, because Jenee was, you know, she was respectful. She was allowing him to do his thing, but I mean, that's the energy that he has. And something else that Kevin said, I can't remember if it was actually this show or one of his other shows, but he was just like, the way a person handles conflict speaks volumes about them, okay? And some of the guys that we've dealt with on the panel, you know, they always run to their channels and do reviews about what we've said and twist our words. Well, that's not a high value man. That's not a high value person. So I like what Kevin is doing, and I like what he's teaching, and I hope that the message is, you know, I hope that he is teaching this message among his group of men that he associates with. I am going to post the full video in my description. You guys feel free to watch it. I'm not sure where Jenee part starts, but I know it's toward the end. But I just had to come on and talk about this because I think the whole thing is interesting. Do you think that it's possible for a high value man to want a woman who has her own, or do you agree with Kevin? Do you think a high value man only wants a woman to be feminine, to be soft and pink, to kind of just, you know, lay in the background? If he needs something, she's there. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hi guys, don't forget to click that subscribe button. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm creating for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.